Hello, Game Day Coaching members. This is Rick Shirley with New Home Sales Coach, and we're going to talk about the remodeling sales funnel, or in other words, the remodeling process of what we're going to do first, second, third, and fourth, with the goal being down here getting the plan deposit. I'm making the assumption that when you get a plan deposit that about 90% of those people, or 9 out of 10, are converting to sales. So what our goal is here is not necessarily to get the contract or the construction agreement, but it's to get the plan deposit, because from there in the next 45, 60 days, things usually take care of themselves. So let's look at a couple things here, what we're going to do. Number one is, of course, we're going to schedule the initial consultation, and we're going to send out what we call a send ahead. We'll email that 24 hours after we set this consultation. This content will include an introduction letter with an overview of the consultation. It's going to give them tips and questions they should ask you or any other remodeler that they're considering. A finance worksheet to figure out how to pay for the project. Some testimonials from satisfied people that you've worked with, and also perhaps a screenshot with links to client video testimonials. And if you don't have those, you can certainly add them down the line. Call to action then, about 24 hours prior to the consultation, we're going to call or email to confirm. At the initial consultation, we'll go through our PowerPoint, and you can get links to that in the initial consultation section of Game Day Coaching. We want to find out, are we a good fit? Do they agree with the way we do business? And is their project a good fit for us? At the end of that, assuming we are a good fit and they want to consider doing business with us, we are going to invite them to a design consultation. We're going to leave behind a needs, wants, and wish list and have them break down their project into those 3 areas. The reason we do that is because if the scope of work gets out of hand and their budget is pushed, we can go back to this needs, wants, and wish list and bring them back to reality. We're going to give them a copy of the design consultation agreement. We're going to give them a copy of our plan design agreement. And then we're going to give them some questions our designer is going to ask them, and we'll also lay out the steps to remodeling. And of course, the steps to remodeling are going to just be more or less getting them from that initial consultation to the plan deposit and construction agreement. Our follow-up from there is we want to have our phone call introduction from the designer. And the designer is going to remind them to answer the questions and fill out the needs, wants, and wish list. And then as a homeowner advisor, or in this case the salesperson, they're going to write down the preliminary scope of work and email it to them and confirm that everything that they talked about at that initial consultation is accurate on the scope of work. We do the design consultation. We're going to review the needs, wants, and wish list. We might come up with some preliminary space planning ideas. We're going to confirm the preliminary scope of work, talk about the plan design phase, and perhaps talk about some initial selections. Of course, the goal of that meeting is to narrow their budget range down and get the plan deposit. At that point, the designer does a design interview, and then as a follow-up, the designer sends a thank you note. And not a bad idea to have the homeowner advisor either write a thank you note themselves or perhaps sign the thank you note with the designer. Step 4, obviously, is when we get into plan deposit. We finish the plan selections, go through the collection timetable, and do the purchase agreement or the construction agreement. We do our job, we'll get a referral, and it starts all over again. Happy selling.